There's something almost primal about watching raw steel get shaped under thousands of tons of pressure. Today we're stepping inside CMF Forge, one of the most respected closed-die forging shops in the business, to watch metal literally get beaten into shape the old-fashioned way, only with a whole lot more horsepower behind it. The process starts long before any hammer ever swings. A steel billet, essentially a thick, solid chunk of alloy, gets loaded into a gas-fired furnace and heated to somewhere between 2002 and 400 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to make the steel glow a bright orange yellow and soft enough to be shaped without cracking. Timing here is everything. Too cold, and the metal won't flow properly into the die. Too hot, and you risk burning the grain structure that gives forged parts their legendary strength. Once the billet hits the right temperature, it's transferred to the die two precision-machined steel blocks that form the negative shape of the final part. That's where the hydraulic press comes in. CMF operates presses in the 500 to 10,000 ton range. The hydraulic system builds pressure gradually and squeezes the steel into every corner of the die with a slow, sustained force that's ideal for large, complex shapes. For smaller, tighter parts that need a sharper grain flow, the power hammer takes over. These machines deliver rapid, repeated blows, sometimes thousands of foot-pounds per strike, driving the metal into shape with speed and controlled impact. Skilled operators read the metal in real time, adjusting blow force and rhythm the way a craftsman reads wood grain. Once forged, each part gets trimmed, inspected, and often heat-treated to bring out its full mechanical properties. What comes out the other end isn't just shaped steel. It's one of the strongest, most reliable forms of metal component manufacturing known to engineering.
There's something almost poetic about taking a solid chunk of heated steel and watching it transform, not by cutting or grinding, but by rolling into a perfect ring. That's exactly what we're about to see, and the company making it happen is Bruck GmbH, a German precision metalworking firm with decades of experience in seamless ring production. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered how the massive steel rings inside jet engines, wind turbines, or heavy industrial flanges are made? Because it's not what most people expect. They're not welded, they're not machined from a plate, they're forged, rolled into shape while red hot, in a process that's been refined over a century of engineering. Here's how it works at Bruck. It starts with a billet, a solid cylindrical block of high-grade steel pre-cut to a precise weight. That billet goes straight into an industrial furnace and is heated to around 1200 degrees Celsius. That's over 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. At that temperature, steel behaves almost like stiff clay. Once it hits temperature, the billet is transferred to a press, where it's upset, meaning it's compressed vertically to flatten out and widen. Then a punch drives straight through the center, creating a donut-shaped preform, also called a pierced blank. This step is crucial because it establishes the basic ring geometry without removing any material. No waste, just shape. Now comes the star of the show, the ring rolling mill. This is a purpose-built machine that looks like something between a lathe and a rolling press. The pierced blank is placed over a central mandrel roll, and a large main roll closes in from the outside. As both rolls rotate, they squeeze the ring's wall thinner and thinner, and because steel volume stays constant, the ring's diameter grows. It expands outward like a slow, glowing halo. Bruck's machines use radial axial ring rolling, which means they're controlling the shape both radially, the wall thickness, and axially, the ring's height, simultaneously. This gives engineers extraordinary control over dimensional accuracy and grain structure. And that grain structure is the key technical advantage here. In a seamless forged ring, the metal's crystalline grain flows continuously around the circumference, following the ring's shape. Compare that to a ring cut from plate, where the grain runs in straight lines and intersects the ring wall at awkward angles. A forged ring is fundamentally stronger. It handles rotational stress, temperature cycling, and fatigue loading far better. After rolling, the ring is transferred to a calibration press for final sizing, then moved to a controlled cooling station to prevent stress cracking. The finished rings from Bruck serve industries where failure is simply not an option. Aerospace, power generation, pressure vessels, and heavy machinery. Each ring is inspected ultrasonically and dimensionally before leaving the floor.
Ever wonder what happens when one machine can mill, bore, and turn, all without ever moving the part? That's exactly what the NBH 630 MT from MAG does, and it's one of the most capable machining centers ever built. MAG, formerly Cincinnati Machine, has been building precision equipment for over a century, serving aerospace, energy, and heavy industry giants. When tolerances can't be compromised, this is the machine that gets the call. The 630 refers to the pallet size, 630 by 630 millimeters, about 25 inches square. That pallet locks the workpiece rigidly while the spindle attacks it from multiple angles. The MT designation stands for mill turn. This single machine both mills and turns a part without ever unclamping it. In traditional shops, you'd move the part from a milling machine to a lathe, and every refixture introduces alignment risk. The NBH 630 MT eliminates that entirely. One setup, one machine, near perfect accuracy. The spindle itself is a precision-ground, high-torque unit capable of holding both rotating milling cutters and fixed turning tools. A built-in automatic pallet changer means a second workpiece can be loaded while the first is still being cut, dramatically reducing idle time. Watch that cutting head glide along the X, Y, and Z axes. A Siemens or Fanuc CNC controller manages everything simultaneously: spindle speed, feed rate, coolant flow, tool compensation. Every pass calculated to the micron. The plate being milled here is likely a high-tensile steel or cast iron alloy. Face milling removes material fast, while final finishing passes use smaller end mills or boring heads to hold tolerances as tight as 5 microns, roughly 1/10 the width of a human hair. On a horizontal machine, chips fall away by gravity rather than piling up on the part. Cleaner cuts, longer tool life, better finishes. For gearbox housings, engine blocks, and structural components, horizontal machining is the gold standard. The NBH 630 MT doesn't just machine parts, it redefines what one machine can do.
Bending thick steel plate into a perfect cylinder, smoothly, without kinks, without wrinkles, sounds simple until you've actually tried it. That's where the MAV 3-roll plate bending machine earns its reputation. Unlike older 2-roll designs, the MAV uses a 3-roll configuration, one large top roll and 2 adjustable bottom rolls. The key word there is adjustable. The bottom rolls can be repositioned independently, which means the operator can dial in the exact bend radius needed for the job, whether that's a wide pressure vessel shell or a tight structural tube. Here's the process. The steel plate feeds in horizontally, gripped between the rolls. As the rolls rotate, they draw the plate through, while the top roll applies consistent downward pressure. The plate curves progressively, no single point of stress, just a smooth, continuous arc developing from end to end. The MAV also handles pre-bending at the plate edges, which older machines struggled with. Without it, you'd have flat sections at each end of the roll, a classic problem on 3-roll machines. With MAV's adjustable geometry, that flat zone is virtually eliminated. The result is a tightly toleranced cylinder, ready for welding into tanks, pipes, and structural components. Efficient, consistent, and precise, every single pass. If you've ever stood next to an oil refinery, a chemical plant, or a power generation facility, those enormous cylindrical vessels you see aren't just storage tanks. Many of them are pressure vessels, engineered to contain gases and liquids at temperatures and pressures that would be lethal if anything went wrong. And the company we're looking at today, Thornton Engineering Steel Fabrication, has built its reputation on making sure nothing goes wrong. Thornton specializes in custom fabricated pressure vessels and heat exchangers, 2 products that look deceptively simple from the outside, but demand extraordinary precision in every weld, every flange, and every material choice. Let's start with the pressure vessel. It begins as flat steel plate, typically a pressure-rated grade like SA516 grade 70, a carbon steel specifically engineered for low temperature and ambient temperature service. The plate is rolled into a cylinder on a large plate bending machine. Then the longitudinal seam is welded using a submerged arc welding process. That means the weld electrode is buried under a blanket of granular flux. It produces deep penetration, minimal spatter, and a clean, strong joint that can handle enormous internal pressure. Dished end caps, called heads, are pressed or spun from plate and welded onto each end of the shell. These domed shapes are far stronger than flat ends under internal pressure, distributing stress evenly rather than concentrating it at the edges. Then comes the nozzle work, cutting precise openings into the vessel shell and welding in flanged nozzles for inlets, outlets, pressure gauges, and safety relief valves. Every nozzle penetration is a potential weak point, so the reinforcement pads, weld geometry, and fit-up are held to exact code requirements. All of Thornton's pressure vessels are built to ASME Section 8 standards, the American Society of Mechanical Engineers code that governs pressure vessel design and fabrication in the United States. This means every weld procedure is qualified, every welder is certified, and the finished vessel undergoes a hydrostatic pressure test, filled with water and pressurized to 1.3 times its rated working pressure before it ever leaves the shop.